Okay, looks like everyone is ready to register for classes. This is the last piece and probably the most exciting piece. So you all should have received an email with course recommendations from your advisor. If you are able to pull that up from your email, that would be a good idea now. If you can't find it or don't know what I'm referring to, please message us in the chat and we should be able to help you out with that. But the course suggestions basically are made based on what program you said you were interested in and also your placement test scores. So if you remember taking math or English placement tests, or if you submitted, SAT or ACT scores, that's kind of how you get placed in your math and English course recommended class. So looking at those course recommendations, we're going to go ahead and walk through what registering for classes looks like. So this is the first page that comes up after you click on that Manage Classes. And I can see at the top here it says Fall 2020, but I'm interested in enrolling in Summer 2020. So to change that term, I'm going to click on this tab right here at the top and select Summer 2020. So I want to make sure that I'm in the right term. And anytime you have completely registered for a class, it should show up on this screen. So if you don't see it here, that means you're not in the class and you want to make sure that you went through all the enrollment steps to show that you've registered. So I'm going to show you 2 ways to search for classes, and don't worry if you forget how to do this. We'll be sending out this recording and instructions after as well. So the first way is using this button on the side that says Class Search. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Once again, select the summer or the term that you're interested in, and in this case it's Summer 2020. And we're going to go ahead and choose additional ways to search. The reason we do this is because we don't want to see every single class offered at our colleges. We want to really narrow it down to what we're looking for. So let's say my course recommendations include English 101. So under the subjects area, I'm going to type in English. It's nice to use these fields just in case you don't know how to spell the class or if you're not really sure what it's called. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 101 here for the number of the course and click search. And once I click search, it's going to pull up every single English 101 class offered in all the city colleges, and I can tell because it says 122 classes. Also notice like this in red, all classes for summer would be offered online or remote, kind of how we discussed in that PowerPoint. And I'll show you what that looks like in this as well. So after this, I don't want to look through 122 courses. So I'm going to point out on the left-hand side is where we have all of our filters. So if you know where you want to take your class at, you want to use these campus and location filters. So for myself, I'm going to filter down to Malcolm X College for the location and for the campus. And now you can see we're down to 18 courses. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and click on this so I can see my options. Once I pull this up here, we can see, the dates and times of all the classes and how they will be offered. So I just want to point out right away that I see that room says online, and then some of them say remote. Just like we said, there's going to be some online, some remote. There's a subtle difference between the two. But you can choose what works best for you. So most importantly, you want to check that the status is open, because if it's a closed class, you won't be able to enroll in it. This says the lecture and the section number. This is when the class meets, starts June 3rd, ends July 25th. And if there were specific dates and times, they would be indicated here, as well as an instructor. So once I also click on this class link, you can see a little bit more information on the course. I can tell that this online one is done through Harold Washington, and then once I click on those remote ones, it's done through Malcolm X. So once again, you can just choose what makes sense for you. The second way to search for classes, and I want to show both ways just so that you guys can choose which one makes sense to you and which one's the most clear and straightforward, is I'm going to use this magnifying glass here and type in class search. And once I do, I will be able to kind of similarly narrow down what I'm looking for. So I'm going to click on this first link that comes up with the class search. And once I do, I have those similar filters. So I'm looking for summer 2020. Course career, this is a college credit class. That's what I'm looking for. Location, once again, I want Malcolm X. And the subject area, we're working with English 101, so I'm going to choose English. And the course number is 101. And then you can see check marks here says show open classes only because you don't want to be enrolling in a closed or waitlisted class. So I'm going to go ahead and search. And once I do, you can see a little bit of a different view, but it should be the same information. I see the section number, the dates and times of the course, when the course is meeting, start date, end date, and also the status. So I see that all these classes are open, so I'm good to go to register for them. If there were a blue square, that means closed. And if it's a yellow triangle, that means waitlisted. Do we have any questions so far? I think I saw one. No, okay, good. So now I'm just looking at the classes. I haven't yet enrolled in any of them. So I want to go ahead and enroll in a class. I really like how this first one's looking, so I'm going to go ahead and click select. And once I click select, it shows me the information about the class one more time, the dates and times. If it was a waitlisted class, if it had that yellow triangle, I would make sure to check mark this. But this is an open class, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go ahead and click next. And once I click next, it says English 101 has been added to my shopping cart. Still doesn't mean I'm registered. It means I've just shopped around and I put it in my basket. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that shopping cart because I really want this 101 class and I want to enroll in it right now. You can see in my shopping cart, I have this math class and this English 101 class. Not interested in the math anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and trash that one. I don't want to enroll in it. Once I do that, I really like how this one's looking and I want to enroll. So it's going to ask me a couple of times to make sure I want to enroll in the class. So make sure you click through all of them. And you can see right here, I passed the first step, I'm in the second step, and there's one more step. So I'm going to click finish enrolling. And then once I click I agree, that's a final step. You should be enrolled. So basically, what you're going to see here is a green check mark for successful enrollment or unable to add a class. Now, if you're unable to add the class, like I have been here, it's going to give you a description on why. Sometimes it's understandable, sometimes it's not, but feel free to email advising to get that question answered. In this case, I was not able to because I had that hold on my record. So after today, I'm going to take care of that hold, and then I'm going to do this over again to make sure I can enroll in the class.